Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now today I just want to quickly talk about my thoughts on the reveal of Zelda Breath of the Wild at this year's E3 and the fact that some people are saying it's too much like Skyrim, that basically Zelda is potentially losing its identity, the fact that you don't have to progress through certain temples, the fact that it's open world, the fact that the world doesn't seem quite full enough. Some people are saying, you know, the countryside should be filled with animals and people everywhere you go. It's stirred up some passions, has this announcement, this direction, this essentially Western style RPG direction for Zelda. And I have to say, I'm on the side of fully supporting this direction. I'm a huge Zelda fan. I've always been a huge Zelda fan, ever since I first played Zelda Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. It's probably the most important game franchise in my life. And I've always looked forward to the next Zelda game. But sadly, with the most recent Zelda console title anyway, I have played Link Between Worlds on 3DS, and I love that, I really like that. But that's kind of like a step backwards in some respects. Skyward Sword was kind of more of the same, if you see what I mean. It felt like Twilight Princess with a different colour scheme, a different theme, and some different elements here and there. Like the one-to-one sword play was quite cool, but kind of got old after a while. Especially when you're like, I swiped that in that direction, and it's just like, no, you didn't, telling you that you didn't, anyway. So, you know, I love that game. I was actually playing it a couple of days ago. You know, I'm going back through the game, and very much enjoy it. But Zelda is ready and has been ready, I think, since Twilight Princess, possibly since before Twilight Princess, for something new, something bigger, something more like Skyrim, actually. And the reason why I say that is that I remember when I first was playing Skyrim, there was a moment when, not too far into the game, I was just going into just completed, the first sort of thing where you have to go and try and get the horn from the ruins up on the mountain near the first village that you go to. And I'd just completed that. And I sort of turned to my wife, who was knitting. She wasn't remotely interested in the game. Actually, I think she might have been working on this. Who knows? She was. Oh, no, this is crochet. This isn't knitting. Anyway, she would have me tell you. Anyway, so I turned to her and I said, "This is like Zelda for adults. This is actually what I've always wanted from a Zelda game: a sense of freedom, but a sense of strong story, a sense of characters, a sense of impact on the world that you're in." And arguably with Skyrim, you know, especially with Skyrim, you are too important. You know, you can be everything. You can be the mage of the wizards. You can be, you know, you can become very important in all sorts of organisations. And you're the Dragonborn. Arguably, the story centres too much around you, possibly, but nonetheless, the feeling, the sensation, and the exploration of the dungeons, the stories that the dungeons told as you went through them. It wasn't just solve this puzzle here and go on to the next room. It was a case of, wow, in this room, this happened, that fell off the wall, that person died, they left this note behind, this kind of thing. It was deeper, richer, and more adult in that sense. And this is I think what I think. This is why I think I'm really excited for this new direction for Zelda. It looks as though it's going in a way which isn't Skyrim, isn't going to be as dark as Skyrim, for example, but it's going to be really living up to and paying off the promise of the depth of the worlds which have previously been created in the Zelda universe. By taking some of the things like cooking, like appropriate clothing, like you know, the fact that you can't just expect to go through a certain area in one way, for example. There are various ways. You have to discover your own path through an area. I think Zelda is finally growing up. It's finally living up to that promise, which I first felt back when I first played Link's Awakening. When I first drew out the island of Cahilt, is it called, with the windfish up at the top there, I felt like there was a world waiting to be discovered in that Game Boy. And it feels like finally, with this new direction, they're actually delivering that. And as much as I love Skyrim, Skyward Sword, Skyward Sword felt like a linear experience. It still feels like a linear experience. It feels like you're going, okay, go here, go there, go there, go there. And I'm ready for Zelda in its truest most open sense. And in some ways, A Link Between Worlds kind of delivers that with the free-form dungeon order, this kind of thing. But I think this is the next step that I've been waiting for a long time. Anyway, I've been rambling on about this. I'm not really sure if this makes any sense, but hopefully you can see where I'm coming from. And I can't wait to try this game out. In fact, it may even be the game that actually gets me up to date with the Zelda home consoles. I've got a new 3DS. I never bought into the Wii U, and maybe this game will actually get me to get an NX. I think it will. Fingers crossed. Anyway, guys, hopefully this made sense. Hopefully you can sort of see where I'm coming from. If you don't agree, please do comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that Zelda needs to be more structured, needs to be more of an A to B, that it isn't actually an RPG and shouldn't go in that direction? Please do comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, guys, as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.